Taking a look at my new Silvertip tent. Tent I'm using for backpacking. I'm actually going to use it this weekend. It just arrived yesterday, so this is an initial setup and taking a look at it. Things that I've noticed with this tent: on two sides there's these loops which you can pull it out, although I didn't notice any significant increase. There's also a loop right at the top. I don't know if I can get to it from here. But you can tie it up with a ridge line, or if you have a branch above you, thick branch above you, you can hold it up that way. This is one of the doors. On this side, it has the vent at the top with a zipper that will zip down some. Put a stick in there and that will open that up as a vent. Another thing I like about this tent, I'll show it on the other side, walking around, is where these stakes go and the actual material under the stake. There's actually a line lock kit that you can get, which I plan on getting. I don't have it yet, which will actually give you a little more room because you can put it out, or you can move it in for tightening it down. Here's the other door, and this tent has a stove jack. I actually have a Lite Outdoors tent stove I plan to use in it. Opening the door, I have currently inside of it a full Silvertip nest. I haven't actually seen this shown anywhere but their website, so I was curious to get it and see how this was. Opening this up, sorry, two-handed job. We have the inside of the tent. I have two trekking poles. Zoom out a bit. Two trekking poles, and there's a strap. That's what holds it up. I can extend that and lengthen it. I don't need to shorten the trekking poles for this. Inside the tent, I have my sleeping bag on the other half of it. I could easily get two people's worth of sleeping bags in here, especially if they're using mummy bags. And there's a little bit of room on either side of them. The net tent, or the, what do they call it, is held up. You can't see it in the video, but there's straps up there. You can pull it tight. And they have line locks from their line lock kits at the corners. They also have hooks inside where you can pull the tent out. So when you pull the tent out, it also pulls out the net tent to get more room inside. So my initial look at this tent. Next I'll take out the nest, and I will see about hooking up my stove. Here we have the tent set up with the stove inside. I'm wishing Seek Outside would have sent 2 more stakes. It would have made this a bit easier, but they didn't. So I had to move some stakes around. And to give an idea of room inside, that's my sleeping bag. The piece of plastic underneath it is actually 4x8, although I had to fold the corners in some. I am doing this as a bit of an angle. There is plenty of room over here to store stuff. I'm not sure the layout that I'm going to have inside the tent as of yet. The stove is an 18-inch stove. I probably should have gotten the 12-inch, but what's done is done. The stove I actually would have loved to have had is the Seek Outside big sibling, but they apparently don't make that anymore. So I have the Lite Outdoors Stove. The main reason I got it is it not only has the ability to control air flowing out, but also air coming in. So that's my tent and stove setup. It has both the nest and the stove options. One thing I didn't point out earlier that I probably should is there is areas that you can hold the door open. It's just a loop inside with a piece of plastic on a strap outside. And that's the tent.